There was a period of my life in 15 years I had moved 20 times. I lived in Michigan at my friend's home, and all my spare stuff wound up going into here. There was also a period of like 4 years where my entire workspace was just the space inside of this trailer. There was a time I lived in a room inside of a fraternity in Missouri with 60 guys. And back home in St. Louis, my parents divorced and moved to new homes, and things just vanished. Everything that you see here in this lab in my possession, for every item I've got, there's at least 4 that have gone away. And I'm completely happy about that. All I can think of is like this tree. For every leaf and for every limb that you see on the tree, during the course of its growing and all the storms, it has lost probably 4 times that amount of mass. There was a time where I packed up my entire digital life onto one PC. I brought that to Asia, and when I arrived in Asia, the PC had vanished in Korea. It was never recovered. A number of things were backed up, but so much was lost. Oh yeah, there was a time that the circuit panel caught on fire and burned up everything, and this whole thing had to be rebuilt by me, by myself. There was a time I had to fit my whole life into this yellow Corvette and borrowed my friend from Kansas City, Jeff Evans. We stopped on the way at the Hoover Dam, and we got in trouble because apparently we weren't supposed to be there. Last week, Jeff Evans passed away in a motorcycle accident. There was a time I was homeless in Texas, and I had to set up my workspace in this warehouse from a Brazilian friend, while a new staff member at Texas A&M just dismantled my old office piece by piece. When you lose everything, you get to find out who you are. There was probably a bird who thought this feather was who he is, and that bird's still flying around. So just keep in mind that all the stuff doesn't matter at all. By the way, I have no idea how I gathered this jacket in Japan and it's still around. I have no idea how I still have this. Keep in mind that more stuff will always show up, and while you learn, while you build things, try to keep in mind what value you're gaining that is actually part of your journey, part of who you are, and don't worry about the rest.